Hey guys, I'm back with part 2 for this tutorial on how to build this farmhouse. Here in this one, I'm going to be finishing the rest of the exterior of the house. So all we have left to do is the roof for the main part of the house. And then I'm also going to do all of the landscaping. I gathered up the blocks we're going to be using for the rest of the exterior of the house. So be sure to go ahead and grab some white concrete, smooth quartz slabs, smooth quartz stairs, white stained glass panes, deep slate tile stairs, deep slate tile slabs, bricks, then some granite, campfire, then granite stairs and brick stairs, and then a hopper and some spruce trapdoors. I'm going to start by doing the overhang for the roof, so make sure you have the smooth quartz slabs and the smooth quartz stairs. I'm going to be starting here at this front side in this corner. So start with the smooth quartz stairs, and I'm just going to go up against this part of the wall and have them upside down. And then we'll have a slab here in the corner, and then a stair, and then another slab. So a triangle point is going to be right here at the front side of the house where this part of the wall is. We'll look over here on this wall, switch back to the smooth quartz stairs and connect it back to where we started. Bring this along, and then here in the corner, we're going to have a slab. And then we're going to have another stair right there, and then another slab. So we're going to have another triangle point right here. So now we'll be more towards this back side and we'll fill in these two spaces. So I'll start with the stairs. I'll fill in this wall. We'll have the slab there in the corner, the stair at the slab again. And then we'll go to this wall and do the same thing. Like that. And then we'll go over here. We have all of this, so we have a triangle point right here where the smaller portion is. And then we have another one back here at the back side of the house, which will match up with how the front one is. So, make sure to switch back to your smooth quartz stairs. Now just look at this corner. I'm going to have a stair on each side of the pillar quartz block there. And then we'll have the slab in the corner. Another slab right there, here at the back side. And then we'll switch back to these stairs, and we'll bring this along until we meet up with that pillar. And we want to make sure the final stair that's up against the pillar is curving like that. And then we'll have a slab, and then a stair which is lined up with the pillar, and another slab. We'll do the same thing right here. So we'll start with the stair. We'll have it up against the pillar like that. We'll have another one lined up on this side. We'll have a slab in the corner, and then a slab right there. And then back to the stairs, we'll connect this and wrap it around to the front. So we're lined up with this pillar, we'll have a slab in the corner, another stair, and then a slab. So we have the entire overhang all the way around the edge of the build, like that. So you can see where all these openings are is where we're going to be marking out a triangle point. So we have one here at the front, we have the same one there at the back. We have a small one there, and then another one right there. So I'll start with the smooth quartz stairs, and I'll be here at the front. And I'm just going to be on top of each corner of the overhang, so where each of the slabs are. We'll have a sideways stair like that, and then an upside down one right next to that. And then we're just going to be going back and forth with one that is facing up, and then upside down behind it, and then up, and upside down, and you just want to keep doing this back and forth until you meet up at the center of this wall. So you can see the center of this wall is right down the middle of this window. So that means we have to bring up this right slope here until you're lined up with this row of the glass where the window is. So we have to go up one more. So it's like that. So this is lined up with that part of the glass. And now we'll go to this corner and we'll do the same thing. So we have the stair like that, an upside down one right behind it, and then back and forth with an upward one and an upside down one. And then we just want to make sure to bring this up to the same height as that other slant. So now we're left with one space right down the middle, which will then be filled in with an upside down stair like that, and then a slab on the top. So we have the first triangle shape marked out. So what I'm going to do is do this exact same shape here at the back side. right here. So just the same exact thing we just did there at the front. Now I have the same shape here at the back, just like how we did it at the front. We'll go to this part and have a smaller shape right here. So pretty much just the same thing we've done. So we start here on this corner, and then we have the stair like that on its side, and then just back and forth. And the center point here is going to be a little bit different. So you can see we have this side lined up with the left side of this window where this glass is. Now we'll go ahead and start bringing up at this point. And right down the middle, instead of having an upside down stair with a slab, these two stairs are just going to be side by side like that. So right down the middle, we just have the stairs side by side. For these other points, we just have an upside down stair with a slab. So there is an empty space remaining between each of these sides, so that's why we have that there. And in this case, they're just side by side like that. We didn't have an empty space in between them. So now, I'll go over to this part, and we're going to have another triangle point, and it's going to be similar to how we did these ones. We're going to be left with a space down the middle, which will then have an upside down stair and a slab. So you can see right here we have this upside down stair and a slab, which is lined up right down the middle of where this window is, where these deep slate tiles are. So just right there, lined up with it. So now we have all of those triangle points marked out. Now I'm going to switch to the white concrete and go behind each one of these shapes and just fill in all of the space. So I'll start here at the front, and you can pretty much just follow along all of the stairs. You want to make sure not to place any of the white concrete on the outside like this. So as you can see that little bit of white concrete on the outer side of these stairs. All you want to do is make sure to fill in all of this space right here in the middle. So now you can see I just followed along all of that, and now I'm just going to fill all this space in. So from the inside, it is like that. We can still see where each one of these stairs are and the slab. And then on the outside, it looks like it's all completely filled in. So now I'm going to do the same thing for the other 3 spaces. So now I filled in all of the white concrete for each one of those shapes, so it's looking like this. Now I'm going to have a small window over here, so this is the right side of the house. And it's just going to be right here, so we're going to skip over this first space of the white concrete, and then go down, carve out 3 blocks like that. We'll have an upside down smooth quartz stair at the top, and then an upward one at the bottom. And then the empty space in the middle will be filled in with a white stained glass pane. So this is just a little window here. It's more of a decoration because I actually didn't use the attic space within the roof for this particular house. So it's just going to be more of a decoration, so this window is just not really going to be used. But now, I'm going to go ahead and start filling in the entire roof. So we're going to be using the deep slate tile stairs and the deep slate tile slabs. So I'll start with the stairs. I'm just going to start right here at the front side in this corner part. And I'm just going to pretty much follow along each of the quartz stairs. So what we're going to be doing is like pretty much connecting the space in between them together. So we have this first layer here. We are right on top of the overhang. So I'm going to bring this along until I'm pretty much just lined up with that other stair. I'm going to wrap this around and connect them together like that. So we're just filling in all of this space in between each of the quartz stairs. So now I'm going to go up in the next layer, just right here, follow right along, and then make sure this is lined up with that other stair. So you could just bring this in like that. I'm going to keep doing that until this is all brought up to just right here where this stair is. So now we have this corner filled in, just about. We have the slab remaining there, so what we're going to do is switch to the deep slate tile slab, and just bring this all the way in until we're lined up at the edge of where these stairs ended up stopping. And now I'm gonna go to this back corner right here and just fill all of this in the same way that I just did this side. So I brought that all the way up until we met up with these slabs here. So now this entire corner is filled in. And actually, you know what? This entire side is completely filled in and done. So now I'm gonna head on over here. And we're basically just gonna be doing the same thing. So what I'm gonna do is start down here at the bottom. I'll start lined up with this stair right on top of the overhang, and I'll bring this over. And it's gonna curve into that first stair right there. So that is the first layer. We're gonna go up on the next layer and do the same thing. Bring this in until it's lined up right there. And then just continue filling all of this in until we meet up with the top of this point here. So it'll be lined up with that stair. So now we have this corner all filled in. We'll do the same right here for this section. So now we're just gonna connect these right up against each other. These kind of connected, so let's fix that. And there we go, it should be like that. So these stairs are like back to back. So we have all that filled in, and now we just have to continue bringing up the rest of this until the center point is filled in. So I'll go over on this side first, and what I'm gonna do is just bring it all the way from one side to the other. So from here at the front, all the way to the back. So just a straight line all the way like this. Oh, hang on. There we go. Just like that. And now we could go ahead and connect these slabs together. So grab the deep slate tile slabs and bring this all the way along from one side to the other, like that. And then we'll go back on this side, and you can see we have 2 more layers of the stairs. So we're just gonna have 2 more strips going all the way from one side to the other. So now we have the entire roof here for the center point of the house all filled in. The final thing I'm gonna do is the chimney, which will be marked out right around here. So I'll just move all of these blocks out of our way. And we're gonna be using the bricks, the granite, and then the granite stairs, the brick stairs, the hopper, the spruce trapdoor, and then the campfire. So I'm gonna start with the brick blocks first. And I'm right here at the front side of the house, in this corner area, and I'm gonna carve out a space of 4. So I'm gonna leave 1 space, like 1 layer here where the stairs are. So we're gonna be here on this second layer, and I'll carve out 4 blocks right around there. Doesn't have to be exactly right here, but this is where I'm gonna be carving mine out. And then I'm going to fill this in with the brick blocks. So I just have 2 blocks right there, and then I'll go ahead and fill in another 2 on this layer. And then another 2 like that, so it just forms this cube. And now I'm gonna go up another 2 more layers. So now if you count from this side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks in height right here. And now I'll continue with the full blocks, and I'm just gonna be on this half of this square that we just placed. And I'm gonna bring it up by 5 layers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like that. And now we do have to actually make some adjustments here to the roof. As you can see, this stair is no longer curved, so it should be like that. So I'll go ahead and grab the deep slate tile stair. Now just fix this so it's curved up against the chimney like that. And now I think all of the other stairs are good. So there we go, that's all filled in. There's not any random hole. And now I'll grab the brick stairs. I'll go ahead and just place 2, hang on, 2 like that facing up. So that's pretty much the overall shape to the chimney. And then with the hoppers, we'll go here on the top and just place 2 facing up like that. And then we'll grab the campfire. And what we have to do is pretty much just stand on top of the hopper. We have to crouch, place a campfire like that, and then another one there. So it's just right on top of those hoppers. And then on the sides of each one of these campfires, we'll go ahead and just fill it all in with the spruce trapdoors just to cover it up. And it is looking like that. Now, the final thing we're going to do is pretty much just add the extra detail and texture to the chimney. So I'll grab the granite stairs, maybe just replace one of those brick stairs there. I'll replace a bunch of these brick blocks with the granite blocks. So just randomize it like this a little bit. So that's pretty evened out. We have a lot of brick right here. We'll go ahead and fix that. There we go. And now I'm going to start with the granite stairs. Maybe just have one right there to add a little bit of an extra shape. So I'll go ahead and have another granite stair, maybe right around there. And then I'll grab the brick stairs. I'll maybe have one right here. And then I'm thinking one more right around, how about here? Can't really be seen unless you are like pretty much on the roof, but we know it's there. And I'm gonna leave it like that. So you know what, there's a lot of granite right here. So I'll go ahead and replace this block with a brick block, and then I'll have a granite stair right there. And then I'll have a brick stair there. Yeah, there we go, I like that. So now the chimney is done, we could actually go ahead and clear all those blocks, as well as all of these here. So we have the main exterior of the house all done. We still have to add a few extra decorations on the porch, but that'll be something we do when we do the landscaping. Now, let's go ahead and actually start doing the landscaping. So I'm gonna gather up all of the blocks, and I'll see you guys in a second. I gathered up the main blocks we're gonna be using for the majority of the landscaping. So be sure to go ahead and grab some stone bricks, some diorite, some andesite, and then I'm going to be using the new flowered bushes or leaves. And then we need some podzol, coarse dirt, lime terracotta, and green terracotta. So I'm going to start with the flowered leaves, and I'm here at the front side of the house. I'm going to be at the left side of this step up here. So right here, and I'm just going to place 4 of the flowered leaves going out like that. And then we'll go in from the corner of that, have 2. And then we'll have 1, 1, and then we're going to kind of curve towards that direction. So we're going to have 2 like that. And then we'll have 3. And then we're going to go from the corner of that and have 6. And then we're going to continue lining up with this and just bring this out by an extra 3 until it's lined up here at the edge of the plot size. So that is the first shape with the bushes. So we have a space of 4, then 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 6 right there. And then we brought it out by an extra 3 there until it meets up at the edge of the plot size. So this is pretty much just starting to shape out the walkway that we're going to have here from the main entrance of the house. This will then connect into the driveway, which will be right here. Now let's go to the right side of the step up. We'll go right here and bring it out by 3 like that. And then we'll go from the corner of that, bring this over by 2. And then we'll have another 6. And then you can see we are now lined up here where the pillar is, where this porch is. So we'll bring it in by an extra 4. Like that. So this space here is just going to be a small garden area. And as you can see now, the overall shape for the pathway right here is done. And now let's go to the right side of these leaves here at the end. So we're going to be skipping over 6 spaces. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to be here on the 7th block. I'll place a leaf like that. You can see it should now be lined up where that pillar is, where that part of the porch is. So we just have a space of 6 right here in between them. And I'm going to bring this all the way in until we are 4 spaces away from that pillar. So we have a space of 4 right here. And then we're going to have a pathway wrapping around here, all the way to the backyard. So now I'm going to head back here where we left off. We're just going to line up here at the edge of where these leaves are. We're going to start bringing it over towards that side a little bit. So we'll bring this out by 3 like that. And then we're going to go in from the corner of that. Bring it out by another 3. And then we'll go from the corner of that. We have 2. And then we have 1. And now we're going to start kind of working our way towards the back side. So we have another 2 like that. And then we have 3. and then 4, another 4, and then you should now be right on top of the edge of the plot size. You're going to have 5. So that is the first half of this shape. Now we're going to continue wrapping it around, and it'll connect towards the backyard. But overall, we have an additional 3 starting right here. So if you include this corner one, we have a strip of 4, but we placed an extra 3, and then we have another 3 after that, and then 2, 1, and 2, and then 3, and then we have 4, 4 again, and then 5. And once again, that 5 should be right on top of the plot size. So we'll continue on. We'll go from the corner of this 5, and we're going to go in, starting here, bring this out by 4. We'll have another 4 after that, and then we'll have 3, 2, 1, and now we're starting to kind of curve it towards the backyard. So we're going to have 2 like that, and then 3, and then 3 one more time. And now you can see here the final one is actually lined up here at the edge of the plot size for the house itself. So we're not lined up with the pillar for the porch, but we're just 1 block over right here. So I'll head on over here more towards the front side, lined up with this pillar, and I'll have 2 of the leaves like that going out. We'll go to the right of that from the corner, we'll have 1, and then we'll have 2, and then 3, 4, and then 7. Like that. And then we're going to do the same thing that we just did here on this side. So we're going to go back in. We'll have 4. And then in again. We'll have 3. And then we have 2. 1. And then 2. It should be right up against the pillar here at the back corner. So now you can see this is the overall shape for the pathway wrapping around the right side of the house. All this space here is going to be a garden area. Yeah, I guess now we'll go ahead and start carving out all of the space within each of these shapes and pretty much just start filling it in. So we have the pathway here, the driveway, another pathway. We have a garden area there and a garden area there. But overall, this is what it's looking like so far. So I'm just going to start by cutting out the first layer of all the blocks within each of these shapes. So I'll start here where this garden area is. I want to also make sure to get underneath these stairs right here where the porch is. And just pretty much delete all of the grass that you see, as well as some concrete that you may see. So it could be right underneath where these leaves are. Make sure to delete that yellow concrete. We'll go here as well, delete that. And then, you know what? I'll actually grab a grass block and just fill in those 2 spaces there right underneath the leaves. Just replace it with a regular grass block. We'll go ahead and continue deleting the rest of this. So anywhere where you see these leaves, you just want to make sure there's some regular grass blocks underneath them. Like that. So now I cut out all this space here. I'll go ahead and fill it completely in with podzol. And then I'll go back with some coarse dirt. Just add some of that. So I'm going to carve out some random holes like this. And then we'll add the coarse dirt, which pretty much is just some extra texture for this little space here. So it's looking a little something like that. And now I'll continue on. I'll go ahead and start deleting all of the space within this pathway and the driveway. So I guess I'll start right here at the edge of the driveway, delete all of this, bring it all the way in, until you have this little space right underneath the porch. We'll delete all of that. We have this area here as well. Continue deleting all the rest of this. And then you can see real quick, we do have some concrete here underneath this bush. We'll replace that with a grass block. We'll do the same here. Continue deleting the rest of this. So I have the entire driveway cut out. We have some spaces here with the concrete. We'll replace those. Just like that, underneath those bushes. We'll go ahead and delete all of the extra blocks here within this pathway. So now I have the entire pathway all cut out and the driveway. You can see we do have some more concrete underneath all these bushes. We'll replace that with the grass blocks. So that's all filled in, looking good. Now I'm going to continue on. I'm just going to be doing the same thing everywhere else. So we have this shape here where this pathway is. We'll go ahead and bring this all the way over until we're one block after the edge of these leaves here. So we're going to start right here from the corner of it. We'll carve out 4 until you're right up against the pillar like that. So now all of the other space within here, we'll go ahead and remove. We'll also do the same thing for this section here. And once again, make sure to get underneath all of these quartz stairs. So I'll see you guys in a second once I have all this cut out, and I'll be sure to show you what it should be looking like. I went through and deleted all of the space here within this shape, which is going to be a garden, and then all the space here for this pathway. And now I'm going to continue replacing all of these other concrete blocks that we see that are underneath all the bushes. So now it's just a bunch of irregular grass blocks underneath all of these leaves. I'll go ahead and fill in this garden area. So it's going to be with the podzol and the coarse dirt. We'll just mix them up. I'm just going to go ahead and completely fill it in with the podzol first, and then I'll go back with the coarse dirt and add some of those. So I'll see you guys once I have this filled in. So I have this garden space now filled in, so that's looking good. We also did that one earlier, so we have these 2 garden spaces all taken care of so far. Now you can see the rest of the space is the pathway, the driveway, and then this pathway over here. So that's what we're going to be using these stone bricks, the diorite, and the andesite for. So I'll just start with the diorite, and I'll go ahead and just completely fill all of the space in. And then I'll go back with the stone bricks and the andesite and cut out a bunch of random holes and add those. So it's going to be a mixed up pattern between these 3 blocks. I'm going to go ahead and completely fill all of this in with the diorite first. And then, like I said, I'll go back with those other 2 blocks, and then I'll be sure to show you kind of what it's looking like. So as of right now, I have it completely filled in with the diorite like that. So now I'm going to go back with maybe the stone bricks first. Just carve out a bunch of random holes and fill that in. And then I'll go back one more time, cut out a bunch of holes again, and fill that in with the andesite. So I'll see you guys once I have it completely done, and then we'll head on to what we're going to do next. So I went ahead and filled in the pathway there, the driveway, and then the pathway all the way throughout here. So it's looking a little something like this, just a mixed up pattern between the stone bricks, the diorite, and the andesite. So I'll head on back up here to the front yard, and I'm going to start using the lime and green terracotta and just adding these strips for the mowed grass. So I'll start right here. So I'm just going to be right on top of the edge of the plot size here. And I'm just lined up here where the bushes are, and I'm just going to start deleting all of this. I'm going to bring it over until we're lined up with the edge of the leaves over there, so we're just right along the edge of the plot size. Pretty much just delete all of this, bring it in to right there. Now I'm going to continue deleting the rest of the grass right here, also that little bit of extra concrete. And then this will be all filled in with the strips of the lime and green terracotta, so it looks like mowed grass. So we'll have this entire corner all done, and then we'll head on over to that side, and we'll pretty much just be doing the same thing. So I just cut out all of the space here within this corner. So I'll just start with maybe the lime terracotta. I'm just going to have a strip right here. And then another one right next to it, so just 2 rows like that. And then we'll switch to the green terracotta, we'll do the same thing, so I have a strip right here. And then another one. And you just want to keep doing that pattern until all of this is filled in. So I have all of that completely filled in. So far, everything is looking good. I'll head on over here. And I think what I'm going to do first is actually just shape out the garden space that I'm going to have here, right up against the porch. And then we'll go ahead and mark out the lime and green terracotta. So we're going to be using the flowered leaves again. I'll start by shaping out the space here. So I'll head on over here more towards the front side, lined up with the pillar here in the corner. We're just going to have 2 of the leaves like that. And then we'll have 1 from the corner of it. And then we'll have 2. Then 3. 4. And then 5. And now you should be right on top of the edge of the plot size. We're going to have another 4. So that is the first half of the shape. And then I'll just line up over here at this pillar, and we're just going to be doing the same thing we just did. So we have 2 like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And it should meet up with the corner of the space of 4 here. So that is the shape here for this garden area. I'll go ahead and delete all of the space within this shape. So just the same way we've done it everywhere else, and then I'll fill it in with the podzol and the coarse dirt. So I filled in all of the space here for this garden area, and now let me just go ahead and make sure to replace all of the blocks underneath the leaves here, and it looks like we're just going to have to kind of do a little something like this, so that we could get underneath there, replace it like that. And do we have any? We have a little bit right here. Just go ahead and replace it like that. And then, how about the front? Yep, we have a little bit here. Okay. And I guess I accidentally left that one, but yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and replace it now. But yeah, all of this space here, we are going to now fill in with the lime and green terracotta. But first, let me just double check all of this. Yeah, everything here is looking good. Alright. So, the lime and green terracotta, I'll just start all the way over here up against these leaves here next to the driveway. And we're just going to bring this all the way along until we're lined up. We're pretty much just bringing it all the way over to where on the edge of the plot size. So it should be then lined up with the bush over there. Bring this all the way in. Like that. And now I'm going to delete all of the other space within this, and then just add the lines of the lime and green terracotta. So I'll see you guys once I have all of this done. So it's just going to be the same way we did it right here. So now I have this all filled in. So the entire front yard is looking good. We still will have to add like all the flowers and stuff within the garden areas, but overall, it's pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this strip here where the blue concrete is and the number, and just replace it with the grass blocks, because we're not gonna be using this anymore. Alright, so now all of that is cleaned up. And I'll go ahead and also remove all the blue concrete here as well. I am going to keep all the yellow concrete back here for now, just so that we make sure that we are placing all of the backyard exactly where it should be. So it's going to fit perfectly within the edge of the plot size here. But I'll go ahead and remove all this blue concrete because we really do not need this whatsoever anymore. Alright, so now this entire side is cleaned up. So pretty much all we have left to do is the backyard. So I'll head on to this next. I went ahead and organized the blocks we're going to be using here for the backyard. So we're going to continue using the lime and green terracotta, as well as the grass blocks, just to patch up some stuff. And then I went ahead and grabbed the smooth quartz slabs and the smooth quartz blocks, which is going to be used for the fence here for the backyard. So that's what we're going to start marking out first. So we'll start with the full blocks of the smooth quartz, and we're just going to be lined up right next to where these leaves are. So right on top of this grass block. And I'm just going to mark out the main points of the fence first. So I'll just have 2 full blocks like that with a slab on top of it. And then I'll skip over 4 spaces out towards the backyard. So it'll be right here on the 5th block. We'll have the 2 full blocks of the smooth quartz and the slab again. So these are just 4 spaces apart. And now we're going to kind of work our way over towards that side. So to the right of where this pillar is, we want to make sure to skip over 3 spaces. So we're on the 4th block. Have the 2 full blocks right there with the slab. And then we'll bring it out And we're going to be having 2 more pillars until we're right on top of the edge of the plot size there towards the back. So we'll skip over 4 spaces. So we're here on the 5th block. So we have a space of 4 there. And then another space of 4. So you can see we're right on top of the edge of the plot size. So the only space of 3 we're going to have is right here. All of the other spaces are 4 for the rest of the fence. And we're going to be lined up at the edge of, pretty much just lined up where that pillar is. So I'm just going to continue skipping over 4 until I'm lined up with that pillar. So we're just going to be right on top of the plot size. So that is a pillar there. We have another pillar here. You can see they're all 4 spaces apart. So I'll continue doing that. So now I'm lined up where that pillar is. So now I'll start working my way in towards that. So I have one right there, another one here, and then it looks like just one more. So right there. And then we're left with 4 spaces away from that pillar. We're gonna go ahead and actually just delete this concrete here. And you know what? We're also gonna be deleting all of this grass within the fence. So I guess we'll just leave that for now. Let's go ahead and continue with the fence. And I'm just gonna have these slabs in between each of these pillars. So we're gonna be a half a block up from where the main level of the grass is. So just half a block away from that. Then we'll go up another half a block and have another strip of these slabs. So that is the overall design for the fence. We have this space right here where the 3 is. And then everywhere else is just the spaces of 4. So I'm going to continue doing this with the slabs in between all of these pillars. So I'll see you guys once I have this done. So I have the entire fence marked out, looking good. So now what I'm going to do is just delete this layer of the rest of the grass within this entire fence. You know what? First, let me just clean up all this yellow concrete. So just grab the grass blocks. We'll be right underneath the fence, so all these spaces here. We'll just replace all of that with the regular grass blocks. And then I'll go ahead and get rid of this strip here, like this corner. And then this over here as well. So let me just do that real quick and I'll see you once I have it all done. Okay, so now all of that is cleaned up. There's no more random concrete remaining. So now I'm just going to go within the entire fence and delete this layer of all the rest of this grass here. So just within the fence like this. So I went ahead and deleted all of the grass within the edge of our fence here. Make sure to get underneath all of these stairs here where the porch is. And now I'm just going to be using the lime and green terracotta, and I'm just going to have a pattern and completely fill in this entire backyard. So I'll start over here. I just have the green terracotta first. I'll just have 2 strips like that. And then 2 strips of the lime, just back and forth, the same way that we did it at the front yard. So I'm going to continue doing that until this entire backyard is filled in. So now the entire backyard is filled in with the lime and green terracotta like that. So I'm just going to actually clear those blocks. Now I'll go ahead and do all of the garden areas. So I'll grab a bunch of flowers, some bushes, just some extra decoration to fill in that garden space, that one there. And then the one over here at the left. So I just gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using for the garden spaces. So I just have some jungle leaves, some melons, and then a few flowers of your choice. So I'll start right here where the smaller space is. We're not going to have a bush here since it is quite a small space. But I'll go ahead and maybe have a melon right there. Fill the rest of it in with a bunch of flowers. So like that. Have some of these smaller ones. And then we'll leave it at that here for this smaller garden space. I'll head on over here to this right side. I'll grab the jungle leaves. I'll have a bush right around here, so you could just grab these leaves and kind of just mix them up like that a little bit. so it forms a bush. And then I'll have maybe one more right around here. So like that. And then all the other space, we'll go ahead and maybe just have a few melons. Like that. Maybe move this one over. There we go. And now all the other space will fill in with the flowers. And then what we just did here, we'll also do at the other side. So now I have this section all done. So overall, we have the majority of the landscaping done. Actually, that pretty much is all the landscaping, but I will have a pool back here. So I'll go ahead and gather up the blocks for that. And then I will also do some few little decorations on the porch. And then we'll leave it at that here for part 2. So I gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using for the pool. So be sure to grab some white concrete, blue concrete, white carpet, spruce fences, smooth quartz slabs, some red nether brick slabs, then the prismarine brick slabs, and then the gray concrete and a bucket of water. So I'll look over here at this part of the fence, make sure to start with the white concrete, and make sure you're lined up where this pillar is. So we have one right there at the left, we have this one here at the right, and then the corner one. So we're lined up with this one more towards the middle. We're going to be one space away from it. We'll have a white concrete block right there. Then we'll have another 3 to the right of it. So you just want to make sure to start the pool here so that it fits nicely in this part of the yard, because it is a pretty big pool. And then we'll have another 2 white concrete like that from the corner, right there. And then we have 1, and then we'll kind of work our way towards that side, so we have 2, and then another 4. So you should then have one space away from the fence right here. We have the one space there, so it fits nicely right here in this corner of the yard. And then we'll have another 2 right there, and then 1, and then 2, like that. We'll go right here, we'll have another 2, 1 and 2. We'll have 4 here, another 4. Now we just have to fill in this final corner, so we have 2, 1, and 2. And it's looking something like this, just a round shape like that. So we have all these spaces of 4 on each side. And then to connect it all together, we just have a space of 2, 1, and 2 in each corner. So I'll maybe go up above, you might be able to see it a little bit easier. So it is like that. Now I'm going to have a layer of blue concrete on top of this. And then I'll have a layer of the white carpet on top of that. And now I'm going to replace all this lime and green terracotta here with the gray concrete. So just delete the first layer, fill it in. We have all that filled in, looking good. Let's do the ladder walking into, or like pretty much going into the pool. So it's not an actual Minecraft ladder. You could just use that if you want to, but I think just having these spruce fences like that looks more realistic, like something you would see in real life, with a little step ladder that goes up into the pool, and then we'll have another row like that. So it looks like it goes up into the pool, and then you could climb into the pool here, maybe climb up it if you're getting out of the pool, and then down on this side. So you know what I mean, kind of just like one of those little step ladders. So now I'll go ahead and completely fill in the entire pool with the water. So I think it'll be easier just to go ahead and fill in the first layer like this completely. And then we'll go up in the next layer where the blue concrete is and fill the rest of it in. And is that good? Yep. Alright. Now the final thing we're going to do here for the pool is just add some decorations so it looks like some floaties. So I'll start with these prismarine blocks. Maybe have just some slabs like this, and then maybe an extra one there, and then 2 more like that. So this is like just one of those that you can lay on. And then we'll have a circular one maybe right around here. So I'll grab the red nether brick slabs. And I'll place one right around there, I think will be good. And then from the corner of that, we'll have a white one on each side. And then right here, we'll have another red slab. So it's like that. And you know what? That looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And now that is actually it for the pool, so we could clear those blocks. So now the final thing I'm going to do here in part 2 is just add some extra decorations on the porch. So I gathered up most of the blocks we're going to be using. We will also have a grill at the back side, but I wasn't able to grab those blocks just yet, so that'll be what we do last. But for now, make sure to grab some lanterns, gray carpet, spruce trapdoors, some chains, spruce fences, smooth quartz stairs, and then a skeleton skull, a fern, a flower pot, and you know what? I forgot to grab the wither skeleton skull, so let me go ahead and grab that as well. I'll start right where the front door is with the gray carpet. Just have 3 like that so it looks like a rug that you could just wipe your feet on before you walk into the house. So that's actually all there is to that. We'll look over here. In front of this window, we'll have a swing. So grab the spruce fence. We'll be right here on this block. So we have a space away from that wall and a space away from that wall. And then we'll go ahead and line up where this white concrete is. Have another fence there. And then we'll hang it down the chains until we just have one space remaining above the floor here. Just like that. And then after this, we'll go ahead and grab these spruce trapdoors. I'm just going to go ahead and crouch and place one like that. And then we'll continue bringing these along until you're right underneath the other chain. And that is all there is to the swing. So I think that looks good. Alright. And now I'll go ahead and grab the lanterns. And I don't want to overdo these. I just want to add enough to where there's just enough light. Hey guys, I'm just going to interrupt real quick. I spent way too much time explaining how to do the lanterns. I don't know why, but all you really have to do is just hang them down from the porch. So just go all the way around, hang them down until you feel like there's enough light. We'll have a table right here in front of this window just to add a little something extra. So we'll just have 4 smooth quartz stairs curving together like that. And then we'll have 2 flower pots. We'll fill it in with a fern. We'll have the skeleton skull on that side. I'll go ahead and clear all that. I'll grab the wither skeleton skull. Have it right there. Clear that. So now we just have a small table here as a little extra decoration. So that looks good. And now I'll head on back here. And I'm just going to have a grill right here on this wall. So go ahead and grab the cobblestone stairs. We'll also need a cobblestone wall, the regular blocks of cobblestone, the cobblestone slabs, then some iron trapdoors. And then we'll also need the furnaces. I think that's it. We'll start with the full blocks of the cobblestone. We'll just have 2 right around there. And then we'll have a cobblestone stair on each side. And then we'll have an extra one just to kind of curve it out like that. These 2 spaces here we'll fill in with the furnaces. We'll have slabs on top of the full blocks. We'll have a cobblestone wall right there at the left. And then we'll have the iron trapdoors on top of the furnaces. So now we have a little grill right there. Okay guys, that's going to be it here for part 2 for this tutorial on how to build this farmhouse. If it helped you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 3.